It was extremely tough, especially when we was making a really good run at it. Third quarter going to fourth quarter, we felt like we had some momentum going, and those threes trying to struck us in the heart a little bit, to the point where they had us at our heels. So it was tough. I think we battled as best as we possibly can, but like you said, those threes was tough. It came at the wrong time, so it was really hard to get back into it after they hit like 3 in a row, because I think Glory Johnson hit one, Strickland hit 2, so it was tough.
And just what do you kind of chalk that up to? Is it just good shots from good players, or is there something you guys could have done differently?
I think it was a combination of both, but I think more so of just good players hitting great shots at that time. They don't call them pros for nothing. I think that when they did shoot them, one was off a rotation. I think we could have did a little better, but overall, when it come off you having to guard Strickland, come off a lot of pin downs and down screens, it's tough. So you try to make the best decision possible and make her miss.
And what is the team's mindset right now? You guys are in a losing streak. Does it start to feel like you guys, are struggling to do the little things, and it's hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel? Like, what's like the collective feeling of the team right now as you guys are in a skid?
I wouldn't trade this team in for anything. I think at this point, we fighting to win games. We fighting teeth and nails. I think when it comes down to the down stretch of this season, our whole focus is trying to win as many games as possible and compete at the highest level. That's all I can really say right now.
Ben Rosoff.
Yeah, Kelsey, my only question for you is, obviously Atlanta hasn't won a ton of games this year, but they've showed how talented they are. I know New York played you tough earlier this season. Can you just talk about the parity of the league and how, though a team might not show it in their record, you got to show up every night in this league?
Yeah, for sure. It's one of those leagues where nothing is promised. I think when you think about all 12 teams across the board, each team has very, very crazy, good dynamics, very amazing players. So like you say, you got to come and bring it every single night. There is no drop-off. And I think that's what makes the league so great, to be honest. Every team is different, and I think that's what makes the WNBA so unique.
We got time for 2 more. Keem got one.
Yes, Kelsey, Kamaya Smalls talked about you being someone that really kind of took her under your wing and kind of been showing her the ropes early on. What is some advice you've given her, and what have you liked from the rookies so far?
Kamaya Smalls, it's almost like when she got here, it was almost like she'd been here. That's just how pure and genuine she was. When she came in, I don't know how it became so approachable, but she approached me, and after that, we just became really, really good teammates, bounce things off one another, and I can just honestly say that she's really fit in well. I think she'll be in this league a long time. Really great player, but if you get to know her, she's an even more amazing person. So it's good to have her here. Like I said, Kamaya Small, she's gonna continue to shock the world and give us good minutes. And continue to compete. That's the one thing I love about her. She got that Philly in her, so she competes at a high level.
In the fourth quarter and kind of the entire second half, it seemed like the team was really trying to play through you on the offensive end. But Atlanta also has a lot of very big bodies to kind of throw at you down low. Just how difficult is it to kind of bang in there with the bigs that Atlanta can utilize?
It was very, difficult. As you said, they do have a lot of players on the team who are, physical players. That's what their team is made of. It's very physical players. I mean, it was a challenge at first, but then I just started playing smarter and not, banging with them per se, like not fighting with them to get position. I let them get their position, and I just tried to adjust to what they were doing.
Ben Rosoff.
Yeah, Teaira, obviously Atlanta hasn't acquired a ton of wins so far this year, but they showed what they can do. I mean, they have a lot of scores. New York played you tough earlier in the year. Can you just talk about the parity of the WNBA, having to show up literally every single night, no matter what the record is of the opponent?
Yeah, most definitely. I mean, at any given night, you can't just be like, oh, this is the bottom team, we're never going to win, because you could come out and get beat. I mean, you don't take anyone lightly in this league. So, like you said, every night you have to be ready, because you never know who's going to go off. You just don't know. So you always have to have your guard up. You have to know, you have to get it together. Like, we have to guard, we have to defend, as well as scoring offense.
And at this point, having come off the bench now for a bunch of your career, but also started, is there maybe a role that you kind of prefer or a difference in mindset when maybe you come off the bench versus when you start?
No. I mean, I just go with the flow at this point.
Anybody have anything else for Teaira? You can raise your hand if you've got any questions. Thomas Butler Guerrero from IUPUI, go ahead.
Yes, Teaira, you're shooting real well in the bubble and dominated with the starters to begin the second half. Is Coach alluding to defense as the factor to remain there, or are you taking it upon yourself to become more aggressive?
No, I'm taking it upon myself to be more aggressive because I feel like once I get going and my teammates see like that I'm amped up and I'm ready to go, I'm ready to play, I mean, and they'll feed off me, and it's just like, okay, T's ready to go, so, I need to step up. If not, then someone's coming for me, and whoever is coming in, it's like, okay, we see T playing, so, let's go.
Yes, Coach, it seems like three-point shooting was kind of a big part of this game. You guys made 4 in the first quarter, and then Atlanta had that stretch there late in the fourth quarter where they made 3 in a row. Just how difficult is it when they catch fire like that from 3?
Yeah, well, that's always a danger when you have somebody like Strickland. She got free a couple of times, and, those 6 points I'd love to have back at that juncture of the game. But, that's why you've got specialists like her on your roster. She's a really good three-point shooter. She finally shook loose at that point, but the rest of the game, yeah, she was 2 for 4 for the game. Those were 2 huge threes. And Blake Dietrich also. She's somebody, you just can't look past because that's what she does. But between the two of them, they were 3 for 5 from the three-point line. So, anyway.
Ben Rosoff.
Yeah, Coach, earlier when we were playing New York, I remember you talked about just the parity of the league and how you have to show up every night. I mean, obviously Atlanta's another one of those teams towards the bottom of the standings, but with just so much talent. Can you just talk about the need to show up so seriously every single night, no matter who the opponent is?
Yeah,
in the
it's tough,
WNBA?
and particularly for us, like the back-to-back, it's, and no excuses, but that is what it is. There's not an easy game on anybody's schedule. I don't care what the record is. And, we proved that against Seattle, few games back. It's just, it's a grind, and these are professionals, and you got very talented players on every roster, and you just have to try to be at your best each night. Tonight wasn't a defensive battle, although both teams were working hard. I mean, I know they worked hard. We were working hard. And it just seemed like, a couple people got hot and stayed hot. For them, they took turns between Courtney Williams and Kennedy Carter, stepping up and playing big. And, I was happy for us with Kelsey Mitchell, having a bounce back game, and Teaira playing really well today. So, yeah, records get thrown out the window. Everybody here is good and everybody is beatable. So,
Natalie, what is the kind of the mindset among the team right now? When you guys, when you lose a couple in a row, how do you just maintain that a positive mindset, or what needs to be said, or was there anything said? Like, just how do you guys kind of fight over this hump that you guys are in right now?
Mentality is still to win. The fact that we came here with everything going on, with COVID, with socially and how people are being treated in this country, we still came here, and we came here to play basketball. There was no doubt in any player that puts on an Indiana Fever jersey that we were coming here to win games. So that mentality stays the same, and it has to stay the same regardless of the outcome of the games.
Ben Rosoff.
Yeah, Natalie, Atlanta is obviously a team kind of towards the bottom of the standings, but they obviously showed how much talent they have. New York, again, one of those teams played you so tough earlier this year. Can you just talk about the parity of the league and how you basically have to show up every night, no matter who the opponent is?
Yeah, exactly what you said. You have to show up every single night. Doesn't matter who you're playing. Because just like we found out tonight, we can be on either side of that. We beat Seattle a couple weeks ago, and then we lost to Atlanta, a team that's lower than us. So you have to come up and you have to show up every single night. It's anybody's game.